This is a certified hood classic.
Yeah, take a look at this. Huh?
In my previous videos, I explained.
Avatar clearly shows you.
As the planet gets hotter and hotter, the elites are going to keep fighting back, okay? They're fighting against Mother Nature, Gaia, and all that. And I want to spread awareness on how the elites are fighting back the elite.
Lasers? Really? To change the weather?
That's right. Well, as Mark Twain once famously said, everyone complains about the weather, but no one ever does anything about it. Well, instead of doing a rain dance, we physicists are firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts.
Go ahead.
Well, this fascinates me in part because, too, I remember reading the stories that China had used this during the Olympics, that the USSR had used this after Chernobyl to create rain clouds. I mean, did those really work then? We have some of these capabilities now?
Inconclusive. Even in the 60s, the CIA used this to bring down monsoons during the Vietnam War, to wash out the Viet Cong. Governments have been playing with this thing.
Alleged to.
Alleged to, right.
Yeah.
Now, we realize that for decades now, these governments have been alleged to have experimented with weather control, but nothing conclusive.
Look, it's you. It's you. Look. Oh, God, mosquitoes. That's why I'm over here. You know what? So, you notice how when they start talking about the CIA, our own people, they're all of a sudden like, allegedly, it's allegedly being used. Anyway, clip 2.
That there are technologies at the South Pole Station that people can't even consider that exist on this planet.
Like what?
Directed energy weapon systems is something that people need to get into their vocabulary fast. The ice cube neutrino detector is not simply a passive listening device as presented. It's the world's largest directed energy weapon system.
Alright, I have to switch spots on it because them ants were going crazy on the nigga. The first clip was talking about this dude. He came out, explained some shit that has already been explained by the, who was that, CBS? For the final clip, this will show you the technology being used. Remember, keep an open mind to all this, and just keep your mind open.
Ooh, good shit.
Notice the perfect ring as this footage is coming out. That is not a normal way for a fire to react. An exact circle, as we also see the boats in the ocean catching as well. Now that can happen when we do see the wind carrying things like, for example, ambers and ashes that are still hot onto the boats. That can happen. The circle, though, that is much harder to explain, as we now have footage coming out. This guy is giving his take. He believes that this is not just an intentional starting of a natural disaster. He believes that this was actually caused by the US military, and his evidence for that is when you compare these pictures of what happened in Maui to pictures of what happened with the Iraq War. And you can see very similar pictures there. Need proof, he says, showing the differences between the two of them, as if to say that the same government tools were causing both.
Now, for this spiritual warfare, this is where the discernment comes in at, because Gaia, she can cause some of the same shit that's happening. She could do natural wildfires, disasters to wipe out certain areas that were invaded by our oppressors. This is where discernment really comes in. Earthquakes, not all earthquakes are our government. Not all fires are our government. Not all tsunamis and all that shit are our government. There is a new earth being formed. There is new terrain being found and shit, okay? It's up to you and me to discern this shit. You gotta trust yourself. You gotta do your research. You gotta ground yourself. Connect. Speak with your ancestors. Speak with nature. That's where this avatar comes from. This shit, everything, all the codes and shit are in here. All that shit. You don't need to always go on the internet and try to search some shit up to like, oh, I gotta find the truth. All that shit's in you, because you are this. It's like, as within, so without. As above, so below. Everything is a reflection of you. And you are a reflection of everything. You are everything, and you are nothing.
Bitches, hit his body, made on high shit. I'll get to